all right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back for another week of Just a Fan podcast. And as it says in the title, we have questions. Because honestly, we do have questions. And we need answers to some of these questions, man, because there's a lot going on. And there's some things I don't think we expected during the off season to be happening right now, especially with one particular team that's in the AFC. Okay, we have questions about a particular quarterback in the NFC that we're trying to figure out, and we still have some more questions. And this week, let me say this up front: I'm on Eric's train today. What do I mean by being on Eric's train? His train is he doesn't care, he doesn't like the Rams. Okay. And I'm saying this in a clean version because we have probably have kids watching the show. So I'm keeping this clean as possible. Okay. So I'm on the train where I definitely don't like the Rams this week. And it might be for a long period of time too. Okay. So I'm just giving everybody a heads up. All right. I don't like the Rams. Okay. I will explain all that in the show. Let's go ahead and get this introduction going. And then panel's gonna run off the topics, okay? What's up, y'all? Y'all already know who I am. Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs this whole thing. Future Hall of Famer. That direction. Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, and he's gonna help me answer these questions. And the city that he lives in, to me, is home of chopped and screw music, baby.
Okay, I lost my sound.
You lost your sound? Testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you, but can you hear me? Can you hear me? Testing. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez.
Can you hear me? Because I cannot hear you.
I
don't know what happened.
Hey, I can hear you. Hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah, I got nothing. I don't know what the heck just happened.
I think you had this problem last week.
Okay, I hear you now. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It's like at the beginning of the show for some reason.
And that's the second week in a row.
Second week in a row, I lose volume for like, I don't know, maybe 20 seconds and then get it back.
Okay. Is it your computer or is it StreamYard? What is it?
I'm thinking it's StreamYard because like my computer, I can turn it on and I can still hear my computer, but I can't hear you coming through the computer.
All right. We're gonna talk to Trishan about this. See
all right.
But anyway,
get to it.
All right. Okay, hold on. Let me reintroduce us. Okay, let me just do that.
All right.
All right. Start over. Y'all know who I am, Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback, runs this whole thing, future Hall of Famer. Yes, that direction, panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. He's going to help me answer these questions. And he's from the city of Chopped and Screw Music, the home, the foundation, and the building of Chopped and Screw Music. What's up, man? And don't tell me you lost me again.
No, I'm here.
Hey. Listen, man. Hey, listen, man. You can't do that to me, man. I was about to pick up and throw something. You can't do that to me, man.
Apologies. I'm sorry.
I was about to pick up something.
I apologize. Yeah, like we've been having all kind of technical difficulties the last couple of weeks. I don't know. Some of these teams having technical difficulties, so we're gonna segue into that. First things first. That's what I forgot to bring up in pre-production. Let's talk about all these special teams plays that happened last week. We had what was it? 6? I believe it was 6 field goals that was blocked this week.
You know what?
I want to say it was 6 out of the 6 in the 16 games. I think there was 6. And don't quote me on that, but
Okay.
I believe it was like 6 blocked field goals.
So actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. I missed that news. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I missed that news. However, let me also say this too. There are 3 phases in football: offense, defense, and special teams. All 3 are important. All 3 are important. People need to stop acting like special teams not important, because people don't care about special teams until something go wrong. The kicker missed the game-winning field goal. Something get blocked. The return man sitting there. No. Do not treat special teams like this is Looney Tunes. Okay? Don't treat special teams like this is Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. Okay?
Yeah, teams have had bad seasons just because their special teams were not great.
Let me tell you something.
Some teams have had great seasons because their special teams were that good.
Hey, prime example. 07 Bears. They had a running game. They had a defense. I'm sorry, 06 Bears when they went to the Super Bowl and lost. And they had Devin Hester at return. Rex Grossman was not good at quarterback. But that run game, that defense, and Devin Hester carried Rex Grossman to the Super Bowl. Carried him to the Super Bowl. Okay?
Yeah.
I remember, and I never forget this. This goes way back. Matter of fact, actually a year before that. I remember when the Cowboys had a new long snapper for the first time in like years. And he was messing up. And we had back-to-back road games on the West Coast. And they both were in the Bay Area, San Francisco and Oakland. And I forgot who was first, but it don't matter. In the middle of those 2 games, Parcells found himself another long snapper, cut the other guy, and the other dude, I forgot his name now, but he was out long snapper for some years. So special teams is critical. And when I say critical, I mean critical. I don't understand how in the world 6 field goals get blocked.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Like, even on a high school level, like, we emphasize special teams. And at the school I coach at, we emphasize special teams. Okay. Now, again, not all teams emphasize it. So, maybe there's that. But 6 field goals blocked in one weekend, to me, that's terrible, man. That's terrible. Somebody's not practicing that stuff enough. Go ahead.
I got my number wrong. It wasn't 6, but it was 4. 4 is still a lot.
4 is still a lot.
Yeah, it was 4. I had to pull it up, but it was 4. Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And 2 of them came in one game.
Which game was that?
Eagles and the Rams.
Hold on, don't tell me the Rams had both of their had 2 field goals blocked.
2 field goals blocked.
The Rams had 2 field.
The Rams had 2 field goals. That's correct.
No wonder they lost.
You're correct.
No,
well, it's also because they overrated as hell. But nobody want to.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about, let's go there. Let's go there next.
All right. The Rams allowed 20 unanswered points from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm sorry, because I'm heated on that one now. You just made me extra heated. You know that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep this as clean as possible.
But hey, I told y'all.
But no. You don't let your foot off the accelerator. You had a game plan, obviously, in the first half.
I picked the Eagles to win.
I understand that. I understand that. You had a game plan. Listen. And this is not nothing against you. I don't care if both my nephews, who hardly even watch football, would have picked the Eagles. You're supposed to come out here and you have a game plan. You're supposed to execute that game plan for 4 quarters. Now, if you got to make adjustments, fine. Make your adjustments, okay? But at the end of the day, you had a game plan. And I was seeing people on Twitter saying, yeah, Jalen Hurts is this, and I was like, this is what I've been talking about Jalen Hurts for the longest time. So I was ready to bash Jalen Hurts. You understand me?
Yeah.
I was ready to back because I don't care what anybody say. And just like how y'all said last week, y'all don't believe in it. Hey, Alabama quarterbacks, I know he went to another school, whatever, after Alabama. I still don't believe in Jalen Hurts as a pure quarterback.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I'm not as harsh as you are, but I do agree with you to an extent.
Now, can he make plays with his legs? Sure. But I've also seen on Twitter from legit coaches that say, hey, he can't read the middle of the field. Hey, so to me, you're not a pure quarterback. Okay, that's just me. But I was ready to jump because I was like, man, I said, because after that first half, I said, man, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna just crush Jalen Hurts. And y'all gave up 20 unanswered points, and you had 2 of your field goals blocked. That means ever since Bones Faso left y'all on special teams, y'all just went downhill. There's no way in the world, man. No way in the world. Unless the Eagles special teams coach is just that damn good. And I'm not even sure because the Eagles haven't done this before. Now, granted, the Rams haven't had this happen to them before either. So I don't even know who has a good special teams. I mean, how good either team special team is or bad it is. So I don't know, man. But the Rams completely disappointed me this weekend. You gave up 20 unanswered points. That's a shame. And that's also on McVay, the OC, and the DC. To sit there and just allow 20 unanswered points.
Hey man,
you tell me you tell me you could not figure anything out.
He's
not one thing.
McVay from the Shanahan tree. He just not as successful.
I understand that, but you tell me you could not figure something else out. What you gotta say, man? Because I'm starting to get a headache from this nonsense.
So, I'm of the unpopular opinion that the Rams have always been overrated. There are a lot of people that love the Rams and they think the Rams are just first of all, there's a bunch of people think the Rams are the best team in the NFC West. And then you got people that, still think the Rams are like one of the top teams in the entire conference. And it's like, no, they're not. Are they trash? Absolutely not. But let's really examine the Rams. Matthew Stafford throws so many turnover-worthy balls. And he threw one last week. He threw one that got caught. But if you sit down and watch film of the Rams and you watch games, like Matthew Stafford be trying his best to get a ball away. That's the next thing. 2, he's no longer the mobile, athletic Matthew Stafford that he used to be.
Right.
He's pretty much a statue in the pocket. That offensive line isn't great. The best thing the Rams have going for them, their back end isn't strong in the secondary.
No.
The linebacking core is not great ever since Bobby Wagner left. And the only thing they have is that
defensive line.
Defensive line. I will give props to that. That defensive line is impressive, but even then, they have their flaws. And again, unpopular opinion. We don't say what everybody else is saying on ESPN and Fox Sports on Just a Fan podcast. We're gonna give it to you hard, raw, and real. Okay. And that's the reality of it. It's like I feel like the Rams, to me, have always been overrated. I just, they've been getting away with a lot in the recent past because of just basically the injuries to the 49ers. That's the only reason why they've been able to get away with a lot of stuff they get away with. And it's like they get into the playoffs and then they get exposed. Who they get exposed by last year? The Eagles. I can't stand the Eagles, but they're a good team.
Right.
And the Eagles are not And Eagles fans, because if we not completely bowing down and bending the knee and praising your team, y'all get mad. Go ahead and get ready to get mad. You're still the best team in the NFC at this point. However, you're not the dominant team you were last
year. Thank you.
And that's true. That's unfiltered truth, because the Eagles have played teams that they should have dog walked and they struggled. Did they still pull the win out? Absolutely. But did they struggle? Yes. And that's a problem, because they're not as dominant as they have been in the past with that. When you look at that roster, plus the improvements they made at the linebacking position, which was one of the weaker parts of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you got Jahad Kimball there. He's playing. Zach Barnes back. He's playing great. The back end safeties is highly questionable. The corners ain't really the problem. It's the safeties. The defensive line, when they're not getting ejected, is great. They're great, but they're still not as dominant. They are not as dominant as they have been, as they were last year. And until somebody knocks them off, they still the team to beat in the NFC. The Rams had a shot at it, but then the Rams started ramming. You got 20 unanswered points, bro. There's no, oh well, this happened. There's no excuse. There's no excuse for that. You got more excuse than a pregnant nun, Rams fans. So, no. 20 unanswered points is what it is. 20 unanswered points. Your defense ain't as good as you think it is. Matt Stafford ain't as good as you think he is. Kyron Williams is not as good as y'all think he is. And that's
E, all offseason I've heard off and on was that the Rams was pissed off because they lost to the Eagles because they felt like they were the better team.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, if you feel that way,
show it.
Because guess what? There was another team over the weekend who I said, well, I didn't say this, but I was thinking, I was like, okay, 4 years ago, they lost off of what is now the record of longest field goal in NFL history. And they came back and they gave their all and they won by 8 points. And we'll talk about that soon. So my thing is, if you want to prove that you lost, but you felt like you was the better team, then you come back when you see them again, especially on that quick of a turnaround,
yeah,
you're supposed to show it. For you to have 2 field goals blocked and give up 20 unanswered points tells me that Eric was right this whole time. Now, I didn't say he was wrong. I never said he was wrong. But now you showing everybody out here that you've really overrated.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I think it's a matter of time for the Rams really fall completely apart. They don't have a successor for Matthew Stafford, because Stafford ain't that much younger than I am. Okay? And he has back problems.
And you don't heal as fast when you get into them upper 30s.
Mm-hmm. And so, I look at, and then, Devontae Adams is getting older and older, wide receiver. You don't have a successor for him. I don't know when.
Some would argue Puka Nacua.
Well, okay. Well, but Puka Nacua's already there. Puka Nacua to me is already number 1. I'm talking about future number 2. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Who's your tight end? Like you said, the offense line is not all that good. That Rams team is definitely not what it used to be when they had those 2 different Super Bowl runs in 4 years under McVay. This team, and Eric, I'm seeing what you're saying, because I think what made the Rams overrated was he had a superstar roster.
The year they went to Super Bowl?
Those 2 years they had superstar rosters.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but now it's like your roster's not that talented. It's like it's a drop off. It is a major drop off. Maybe McVay wasn't that good of a head coach to begin with.
Again, I think they're all overrated. I think even the year that they won the Super Bowl, it was a series of lucky bounces that kept happening. They did not go. You've seen teams, every team that has gone to Super Bowl, not just won it, but just gone to it. They have a signature game or a signature series of games where they run roughshod over somebody. And we never really saw that at the Rams at Super Bowl year, especially in the playoffs. It was like you playing another playoff team. One of them playoff teams that you playing en route to the Super Bowl, you should be dog walking, and that never happened. They struggled in every game, and it was always something at the end of the game that happened that was fortuitous for them to pull that game out. I mean, you go back the game against Tampa Bay. I want to say that was the divisional round, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're about right.
Okay, all Tampa Bay had to do was to play 4 deep coverage. What did Todd Bowles do? And that's why I think the Buccaneers gonna have the same problems. What did Todd Bowles do? He gonna go cover 0.
Which he loves doing that cover 0.
When Cooper Kupp was in his prime. They had them against it was like 3rd or 4th and long or something like that. And you put your free safety on Cooper Kupp man to man. And it's like, okay. But before that happened, they were struggling to beat Tampa Bay. Then you fast forward to the NFC Championship against the Niners that year, and who had beaten them twice already, by the way, that year. They got swept by the Niners in the regular season. Stafford throws basically a dart to the strong safety in the 4th quarter. He just drops it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's how they win the game. All right, fast forward to they pull it out. They go to Super Bowl. Mouth of the South with Jalen Ramsey. He getting cooked by Jamar Chase on a 9 route. And Joe Burrow just didn't have
the time in the pocket.
A half second longer.
Half second.
To plant that forward foot and drive that because Jalen Ramsey was cooked. Jamar Chase catches that. He goes into the end zone. Bengals are Super Bowl champions. So what I'm saying is, even that Super Bowl year, the Rams' success has been a direct product of lucky bounces and lucky strokes or misfortunes for other teams, not necessarily their own merit. They always got a leg up, some kind of way, some kind of, and it's like, I'm tired. I'm tired of them like getting, Matt Stafford this and the Rams this, and I'm like, bro.
Because honestly, and I see what you're saying, because like you go back to the even way back to the 85 Bears, like their defense, just shut everybody down.
Yes, sir.
When they won the Super Bowl that year. The Ravens, the 2000 Ravens were shutting down everybody the year they went to Super Bowl and won.
Dominant.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2002, their defense was shutting everybody down. The 99 Rams, greatest show on turf, was just running all over the field like their hair was on fire, catching the football and scoring touchdowns. And so I see what you're saying. I really do. I really, really do. Teams usually have like you said, a signature
90 through 90, 94, and then jump over the 95 Cowboys. Dominant. They had them games throughout the season in the playoffs where they would run roughshod over somebody.
Yeah.
They didn't have a game where they had to go toe-to-toe and battle it out with a team that's equal.
No, you're right.
But they had like a signature game somewhere along the line where it's like, no, we the big dogs here. Every Super Bowl team, you just talking about the winners. Think about the teams that got to the Super Bowl. Maybe didn't win it.
07 Patriots.
Hey, 90 through the 94 Buffalo Bills.
Hey.
They were dominant.
That K-Gun offense, man, shoot. What?
I'll never forget that game when Miami had to go up to Buffalo and play them in January. This was in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And they put a 50 burger on Miami. I'll never forget that. I was either in high school or early college.
What's up, Titus?
What up, Titus? They dominant. the teams that are Super Bowl contenders, whether they win the Super Bowl or they just get there, they always have those signature games to prove, hey, we who we say we are.
Yeah.
The Niners lost Super Bowl 2 years ago. That same year, they ran roughshod over the Eagles. I think they beat them by like 30-some points. And then they beat the Cowboys by 30-some points, both playoff teams from the previous year. Dominant statement games. The Rams never had that the year they won the Super Bowl. It was lucky bounces. And they've yet to show that they can put out a dominant performance. I'm not saying that they trash Rams fans. Well, we know ain't no Rams fans watching because really what's a Rams fan. But the point I'm making, I'm not saying that they garbage, but I am saying they are overrated. That's the point I'm making with them. They're overrated. They get too much love. Now, speaking of which is a great segue. Are the Indianapolis Colts for real? What do you think, Brandon?
Okay, who have they beaten? That's my question.
Well,
I know they beat the Broncos. I give them that. Okay, because I was not expecting that to happen.
That was a shocker.
Yeah, that was a shocker. Okay, you beat the Bengals. You beat the Titans. Okay, so Tennessee is not it. Okay.
Yeah.
Broncos, I give it to you.
And it was only a 1-point game.
It's 1-point game.
Yeah.
You beat the Bengals. Now, what's his name is missing? Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow's missing.
And so
you beat a Burrow-less Bengals team, if I'm not mistaken.
Who also has no defense outside of Hendrickson, no offensive line. And so I guess I still need to see more before I'm ready to fully crown these guys. I mean, congratulations, you 3-0, you first in the division.
That's why we tell people don't get too high. Don't get too high.
Huh?
We tell people all the time, don't get too high.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the schedule now, and I'm like, okay, they're going to win a lot of games. It seems, they're going to win a lot of games this year. Mm-hmm. Now, I want you to write this down, okay? They play the Rams this Sunday, which I'm sure you already know because you did your picks.
Oh yeah, I got something to say about that, but let's go. Keep going.
They got the Raiders.
That's possibly a dub.
Cardinals.
Where are they playing the Cardinals?
Indianapolis.
They might win that one.
Now, I don't see them being the Chargers.
No, that's an L.
They play the Titans.
That's another win.
Steelers.
They could possibly lose that one.
Okay. Because that is in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
They play Atlanta.
That's a pickle. They could go either way.
They play the Chiefs. Now, I don't know what's up with the Chiefs. We're going to figure that out eventually.
We'll talk about that in a minute, too. Hey. We got questions. That's the title of the show.
Oh, hey. What's the Chiefs' record?
1-2.
Okay, so they did win. Okay. They play the Texans, which I don't know what's going on. We're going to talk about them, too, soon.
Yeah.
They play the Jags, Seahawks.
That's an L.
Your team, December 22nd.
That's a good segue because we got to find out who's healthy.
Yeah.
That's
hold on. Hey, two more games.
Okay.
They finished with the Jags and Texans.
It's going to depend on whether or not D'Amico Ryan, because that's a great segue going into talking about the Texans. But it's going to depend on whether D'Amico Ryan decides to fire his offensive coordinator and get somebody else to call plays. And it's going to depend on the health of the 49ers. And who did you say else? It was the Titans and who else? I mean, the Texans and who else? At the end?
Texans, Jags. I'm not worried about the Jags.
Well, I don't know who the Jags are right now.
Yeah. And
there's still some teams we don't know who they really are.
And that's why we have questions.
That's why we got questions, because there's some teams with some good records. We don't really know who they are. There's some teams
with bad records. We don't know who the Chiefs are yet.
And we're not sure. It's like, we starting slow, and then all of a sudden they turn it on like week 5 or something, and just go crazy after that. So we really don't know. There's so many teams like that, and staying within the division, the Houston Texans. The defense, the Houston Texans defense, is not the problem. A lot of people might say that, but they are not the problem. You know why? Because the Houston Texans defense is points per game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th in the league in points per game.
On defense?
On defense. It's not the defense.
DeMeco Ryans, man.
Yeah, it's not the defense. And you know, and what matters to me, like some people say, well, they way down in yards per game. Okay, that's fair, but do you put yards on the scoreboard? Because I've seen teams that bend but don't break. They'll give you everything between the 20s. As soon as you get in the red zone, they ain't give you a damn thing.
They lock it down.
Yeah, they walk it down. So to me, points per game matter more than yards per game. I just that's how I really look at it when it comes to defenses. That's what I really look at. It's like, okay, well, from 20 to 20, you moving all up and down the field. As soon as you get inside the 20, we shut you down. We hold you. We either stop you completely, or hold you to 3. That's a good defense to me. Or we turn you over or something like that. You know,
and you come out with nothing.
It's not the defense in Houston, which still has some injuries. That they don't have all their guys yet. They just released C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who I feel like was a non-factor in that defense anyway. I think he's overrated. I think
you know why they released him, right?
No, I didn't hear the whole story.
He was complaining that he wants to be used to blitz more. I'm like, when did you? At what point in time did you become a blitzer? Because right now, you've been released by so many different teams: the Eagles, the Lions, the Eagles, the Texans. So are you
trash? I am trash.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering because you can't stay on the team now.
But to keep from going down there on that tangent, just talking about the offense in Houston, that's the main issue. The reason why Houston is 0-3 is the offense. The offensive line is not protecting C.J. Stroud. I hear a bunch of talking heads that don't know what they're talking about C.J. Stroud is he trash and this and he's running for his damn life. It's like he can't really plant his feet and throw like he wants to most of the time because the offensive line is like, here, go see my quarterback. There he is right now. You know, and it's bad. You know, and they did make attempts to do something with the offensive line this offseason, but
it's not enough. It's not enough. And you know what? Let me say this about offensive line. There's only but so many good offensive linemen in the league. That's number one. But number two, when you get that offensive lineman, you got to keep them, man. And you also have to know who to bring in. And unless you're drafting an offensive lineman, especially a tackle in the top 10, top 15, you can almost forget it. Now, guards and centers, you can get away with it because you can get them in rounds 2 and 3 and even 4, especially a center. Because for some reason, center's not valuable, which I don't understand how. But
center is the quarterback of the offensive line. Like they call it, they
got to snap the ball.
And they got to snap the ball and block, and sometimes snap the ball and pull.
Snap the ball and block a 350-pound nose tackle in front of you.
Yeah, I don't understand why centers don't get more love. That's a good point.
Yeah, but
in some offensive centers, you have to be smarter than the quarterback sometimes when you're certain offenses.
Hey, listen. I always go back to Jeff Saturday and Peyton Manning, man. But anyway,
but that's the main issue. What I see, that's the issue in Houston.
Offensive line, yeah, and
the offensive play calling, because there's some calls. If you ever started watching Houston Texas game, it's like, why do you call that though?
But my thing is also this too. I don't care who you have a play caller. If you don't have an offensive line, you screwed.
Yeah, you can't win a Super Bowl like that.
No, you can't. You
can compete because you can kind of circumvent it for so long. But yeah, until you have a viable offensive line,
You're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Yeah. So, I think play calling has a lot to do with it, and offensive line does too. You can't really fix your offensive line right now unless you just become big time buyers at the trade deadline, which that doesn't look like that's gonna happen because
and nobody really trades offensive linemen like that.
Because offensive linemen are so valuable. Like, I'm not letting this offensive lineman go. There's no teams in the league that I can think of right now that have a surplus of offensive linemen. They got backup offensive linemen. Usually those offensive linemen are not that good to begin with. So young men that's in playing high school football right now, if you close to 300 pounds, or you are right at 300 pounds, or you over 300 pounds, and you over 6'2",
Yep.
work. Don't get mad when coach tell you play O-line, because there's by the time y'all get ready to come to the league, there's gonna be some serious paydays for offensive linemen.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you
sir.
got to take these high dollar quarterbacks.
Yep.
And these pass rushers are getting faster and stronger. So guess what? It's an arms race. You got these great quarterbacks, so now you got to get these faster, stronger defensive linemen. Well, now you got these faster, stronger defensive linemen, so now you got to find somebody that can block these guys. So it's a cycle.
Yes.
In a few years, we're going to see some offensive linemen get some big paydays. Some of them that already started getting big paydays.
Of course.
Aaron Banks got a $15 million contract to play for the Packers. I don't think he's played but one game this season, and that's why Niners let him walk, because he's not reliable. But that's the point, Offensive line is a huge thing. It's like teach these guys skills, you high school coaches. That's going to make them be able to pay the bills on the pro level.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's a team in the NFC North who prioritizes offensive linemen. They won by 8 points over the weekend. I'm talking about the Detroit Lions beating the Baltimore Ravens, man.
That was a statement game.
That was a statement game right there. And like I said earlier in the show, that was a team that played the Ravens 4 years ago, and they lost to the Ravens off that game-winning field goal, about 66-yard field goal, and they hit the crossbar. Hold on, I know where you're going. Wait a minute, let me finish this up. They hit the crossbar and went over, and the field goal was good, and the Lions lost. But that same year, and we've been on this train. Me and Eric,
it was just me and you.
It was the first ones to say, we was like, look.
Now, Tristan and Steve jumped on a little bit later, but me and you was the first ones to be like, hey, man.
Listen.
Lions coming.
Detroit Lions are coming. If they keep having good off seasons, they coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because that was the final year the Steelers were any kind of good, and they beat the Steelers that year too.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, watch out for the Detroit Lions. Okay? But that's the Detroit Lions that made a statement game. They won 38-30. Derrick Henry fumbled. I think Derrick Henry, he didn't have that many yards, did he?
That's a small topic of conversation, but yeah, like Derrick Henry's fumbles are a concern.
Hey, and I said in the group chat, Derrick Henry has fumbled 3 times already this year, losing 2 of those. So I mean, he's on pace for 17 fumbles, losing 16 of them. He
only had 50 yards on 12 carries, 1 touchdown.
That's what I thought. I thought it was 50 yards.
2 fumbles.
Yeah, that's crazy to think that first of all, it's crazy is to think he only had 12 carries. Mm-hmm. But 50 yards, Detroit knew what to do to Baltimore. And to me, teams should look at that film and try to almost replicate the same thing until Baltimore figures it out, man. But Detroit definitely laid a statement game. They're saying, hey, just because we lost 7 coaches, including both coordinators, we ain't out of this thing yet.
Because that was the topic of conversation what we were talking about before the season started. It's like, okay, what is Detroit going to be? Because they've lost all these coaches.
Yes.
And Dan Campbell said, F all y'all. I'm still that dude. And I'm going to show y'all that this team ain't going to really suffer that much. With the loss, more power to them guys. It's great. They're going to get other jobs. Love them to death. Congratulations. But we still going to be all right. That's basically what Dan Campbell is saying so far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We didn't know that they were going to be that good when they jumped on and beat on the Bears like they did. It was like, well, it's the Bears, But when they a preseason Super Bowl contending team like Baltimore, in Baltimore no less,
Yes.
in Baltimore, it's very hard to win in M&T Bank Stadium.
I was going to say that's not an easy environment to win in.
And so for them to go on the road to beat a team like a Baltimore Ravens is a statement.
Yes.
Detroit fans, and I feel like they're only gonna get better.
Yeah, I think so too.
As long as they stay healthy.
Dan Campbell has his team where he has his hands on the pulse of the team, man. That's what he has.
They just gotta stay healthy. If they can stay healthy, man, we were like, oh well, maybe the Lions gonna take a step back, this, that, and the third, but they showing right now, hey, listen, we in this thing. And it's like you're gonna be in a fight.
Gonna be in a dog fight. So it's a heavyweight 12-round fight, man. Put your dukes up. Let's go. Hey, but stay in that same division though, Chicago, man. Like you said,
let's talk about it.
Now, let's figure out who Chicago is, because now you say Caleb Williams, is he thriving under Ben Johnson? Listen, you only put up 21 points against Chicago, but you mollywop Dallas. Now, I think
against the Lions, you mean?
Huh?
Against the Lions.
They put 21 up against the Lions. The Bears put up 21 against the Lions, and they mollywop Dallas. I think right now Caleb Williams is somewhere in between, because Detroit is that good to hold you to 21 points, and I think Dallas is that bad to give up all those points and all those yards. Okay, so I think Caleb Williams is in between.
I think he's getting better.
He's getting better.
I think if you can sit up and watch Caleb Williams play the last 2 weeks and not acknowledge that if you don't acknowledge the improvement, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not gonna happen overnight, but he's on a growth plan. He's on a growth trajectory. So the Caleb Williams that we may see, say around, I don't know,
December, even November,
week 8, 9,
week 9, yeah.
We might see something special by that time. Barring injuries, because we're gonna talk about injuries in a minute. But they can keep that team together and keep gelling in that offense. And here's the thing: the defense don't even have to be that great. They just got to be adequate. If the offense is gonna be that explosive when they at their best, the defense just needs to be middle of the road. Give me a stop here and there. That's it. Because we gonna light it up. And we talked about Caleb Williams when he first got into the league, and he texted the punter and said, don't worry about you. You're gonna be sitting down the whole game. You ain't gotta worry about it. We might be seeing, maybe not this year, but we might be seeing that like in a couple of years. If Caleb Williams continues along the trajectory with Ben Johnson's coaching, the Bears are relevant right now. Let's see how long they can stay relevant. But they're relevant now. They're relevant.
Yeah.
So I hope you watching, man. We shouting out your boys.
Yep.
But they got to stay healthy, which segues into the next part. The unhealthy hospital ward in Santa Clara.
I'll tell you what, though. Y'all 3-0.
We're 3-0, but we barely holding on.
But you know what?
And
that says a lot about you guys, though.
But see, the thing, the only upside, if you want to like really look at silver linings, we've dealt with it so much that we learn how to improvise and adapt. That's basically what the 49ers, they're improvising and adapting. Now, how long can we do that? I don't know. But basically, they pulled out a win against the Cardinals. You got McCorkle Jones, who I still don't believe in at quarterback. You lost Nick Bosa for the season, tearing his right ACL for the second time in his career. He tore it in. Yeah, he tore it in.
That's not good.
Yeah, he tore his left one in 2020, and then he tore the right one again. And it's like, okay, and you were starting to see the maturation of the young players on the defense, which I said it was going to take a minute for them to really gel in Saleh's defense. But these guys, that's a credit. I know I'm hard on John Lynch, but that's a credit to John Lynch and the front office and the scouting department finding these guys. It's like, okay, well, who is Marquise Siegel? What the hell? Wow, he's pretty good. Who's Upton Stout? You know, and it's like, and they out there making plays. You know, okay, Michael Williams supposed to make plays as a first rounder.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got CJ Weston, Alfred Collins, and Upton Stout, and Marcus Siegel, all these young guys.
I told you I like Alfred Collins.
Yeah, and they're in rotation, but they're when they get out there, they make plays or they facilitate plays.
And I like I definitely told you about Michael Williams. I said, yeah, that dude.
Yeah, he's like on passing downs, he plays defensive tackle.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
And early downs, he's the end. Now,
I'm not surprised.
What's got to happen is because Bryce Huff is having a great season so far on rush downs, but that's because Nick Bosa was on the other side, sometimes eating blocks for Bryce Huff to make plays. I don't know what the Niners are going to be able to do to replace somebody who basically, fun stat, Nick Bosa led the league in pressures since 2019. He's been number one in pressures. Not sacks, but pressures. He gets that pressure, forces the quarterback to shift over. Somebody else gets the sack. You know, but regardless, he gets sacked. The guy gets sacked. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Yeah, so he's like, he facilitates plays. So it's like, that's a huge loss for the 49 defense. Now, if this was last year, I'd say cancel Christmas because the 49ers have had a string of awful defensive coordinators. That's really kept. They lost Super Bowl because of bad defense. They last season was an abomination. They were like 26th overall in defense, like somewhere in the 30s against the run. You know, and right now, points per game, the 49ers are like number 4, excuse me. No, I'm sorry, number 3 in points per game, and then number 4 in yards per game. I don't know how long that's gonna last with the.
No, I tell you what.
Also, but you like they gotta. It's always okay. We gotta hold down the fort till our guys get back. They're getting Demarcus Robinson back from a 3-game suspension this week. Everything's indicating that Brock Purdy is going to return at quarterback this week. But Ricky Pearsall tweaked his knee a little bit, but they say he's going to play. It's like soon as they get a guy back, they lose a guy.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And it's like this has been happening since about 2020. It's been happening like this. When the 49ers are completely healthy, there aren't too many teams in the league that want to see them. And I'm not saying that as a fan. That's just fact. There's very few teams that's like, okay, yeah, we'll run with you. Other teams like, man, we don't want to play these dudes. When they're completely healthy, there are very few teams that want to see the 49ers. And that's the crime of it is because is the fact that they're not 100% healthy. Another fun stat, they have not fielded their starting 22 for a game since 2022.
That's crazy.
2022 to the present, they have not played a game where there are starters on their depth chart. All 22 are out there and healthy. No other team dealing with that.
Well, I tell you what, like I said, you guys are 3-0. And I said when Brock Purdy went down, because I didn't know how long he was going to be out for. I said, if you guys, because I thought it was going to be 4 weeks, but I said, if you guys win at least 3 of those games, man, y'all good, man. And y'all won 2 of them. So you halfway. Well, I said 3. So you 2/3 of the way there. You guys gonna be dangerous when you and I know Brandon, you should be coming back sometime in October, maybe early November, and that's gonna be another problem. I'm telling you.
George Kittle will be back after.
He'll be back too.
He'll be back not this week, not the next week, but the following week.
Yeah. So get those guys back to help out Christian McCaffrey, help out.
The issue is when we get a guy back, somebody else goes down.
Well, and I'm not a 49ers fan, but hopefully for y'all, man, that doesn't continue to happen, man. Because that gets. I'm sure you're tired of that. I would. I know I would be too.
Oh yeah, I'm sick. But every 49er fan worth his salt is sick of it because they know what we have, but we can't put all of it out there at the same time. Because okay, yeah, we got this. Okay, damn, he hurt. It's like that. So it's like it's hard to put money. And people that like watch this show and go for bets and everything, like don't put money on any 49er games at all this year, at all, because it's so hard to tell what's going to happen based on just the health of the team. Like, I would pick San Francisco the last 3 weeks if I knew every single player was healthy. I would be like, yeah, we finna dog walk these guys. Yeah, we finna kill these dudes. We finna beat these guys too. But it's so hard to pick them to win a game because of injuries. So I don't think I'm ever going to go 16-0 on my picks because of that. I just don't think I would because I just don't trust the health. And then there's some guys that's on the bench behind these stars that are starting. Okay, how many games before Dallas defensive coordinator gets fired? I know there are a lot of Dallas fans calling for this man head. Me and Brandon are at odds of this. Steve said off the air he's not able to be here. By the way, happy birthday, June. Steve is with
Happy birthday, little bro.
He's with his son tonight. It's his son's birthday, so that's why Steve's not on. But Steve and me are on the same page. Like, hey man, get this dude out of here. Dallas right now is 31st in total defense, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull it up. They're 31st in total defense. I'm sorry, 30th. 30th in yards per game, and they are 28th in points per game. That's the bottom half or the bottom fourth of the league. And it is bad. Now, the Chicago game, if we just going to be real about it, the defense was awful. But Dallas did turn over the ball 4 times on offense. So that's part of it too. But when you talk about complimentary football, yeah, secondary straight trash, which is gonna bring me to another topic. But it was complimentary football. It was complimentary bad with the Bears because the defense let the offense down and the offense just started making mistakes all over the place, and it was awful. And now Dallas is going into this week without their best player, in my opinion, the best remaining player on the roster, CD Lamb, because I believe he's not going to play because of that ankle, or he's going to be gimpy if he does play. So that's highly questionable, along with that bad defense. And then you got guys like Trayvon Diggs who's spending more time arguing with Bubba Dub, who called him trash, which he is. It's like, I'm surprised he could even type anything on his phone. How can you burn your fingers on the stove? Mm-hmm. And you can't feel your fingertips. Like, how can he type with all them burns all over his body? Like, Trayvon Diggs is a hot mess. And he had the audacity to come after Bubba Dub, who's a local comedian, who is a Cowboys fan. So he's a fan, but he holds the team accountable. So when they're looking good, and he, talking crazy to him on the internet and everything is like, and Bubba Dub just answered just like this. Oh, shout out to Donald Valerie for giving me the clip of it. But he was like, if you worried about me, we in trouble, dog. He basically said this. If you worry about what I'm saying, y'all in trouble. Because your head ain't in the game. You ain't focused. You need to be worried about who you got to cover instead of me what I got to say, which is facts. And that goes for any player. I'm not just picking on Dallas. Any player that's that thin-skinned about what a comedian says, or any person for that matter who's thin-skinned about what a comedian says about them. But if you that thin-skinned about what a comedian says about your performance, maybe you shouldn't have that job. I'm just saying. It's not just for NFL players. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Now let me also say
some of y'all, if you know, you know.
I think I know where you might be going. We'll talk off there about that. Anyway, Why do these things have question marks next to it? That is so strange.
Asking questions.
Oh,
Questions. Hey,
but
that's the theme of the show. We asking questions.
yeah, but I got questions about that. Anyway,
statements, assuming.
Let me also say this about Eberflus. And listen, I get it. You know, defense playing poorly. I can't put everything on Eberflus because he doesn't have what he needs to run that defense. Diggs ain't it. It's obvious.
That's fair.
Diggs is not it at all.
That's fair.
And his best corner missed the last 2 games of DaRon Bland. Now, Bland might play this weekend.
It's not gonna help, but
that's just one player.
That's one player.
And then Donovan Wilson. Now I will blame Eberflus for this one.
Ooh, Donovan Wilson a hot mess.
Donovan Wilson can. Why is he playing deep third?
Don't put him out there. Don't put him there. You know he can't do that. You know he can't do that. Don't put him over there.
And my thing is this: I have a problem with this. You gave Wanya Thomas and Marquise Bell to backup safeties a contract extension. Why are you not giving one of them a chance? Especially Wanya Thomas. Wanya Thomas to make her at least operate in space. And look, I know Malik Cook ain't what he used to be, but I think if you can rotate him down and give him a short area, I think he might be able to do something here and there from time to time. Now, if you want them to go too high, I think it can still kind of work from time to time, okay? But Donovan Wilson's not it. I'm sure, be honest with you, if I'm running that, if I was in that Cowboys front office, Wilson would have been gone last year. Wilson would have been gone after training camp. He's not it. Okay. They need to change out the linebackers. Sanborn, yes, he's smart. He knows the defense because he's in Chicago. With Eberflus, boy slow. He ain't got no athleticism. Okay. Yes, losing Parsons hurts. As for pass rush, I get it. I get it 100%. And so they lost a lot of pass rush juice. Now, hopefully with Clowney, I'm not saying Clowney's it's Parsons. No. Clowney, it needs to be in there to help stop the run with Nealon. And then when it's third and whatever of his pass situations, that's when you need to start rotating somebody else in. Now, I'll tell you what, though. You know who else is done? Dante Fowler.
Yeah.
I hate to say that.
Yeah.
I think whatever he did in Washington, that was it. And I think Dante, I think he's done. I think he needs to go in retirement.
It's shipped and sealed.
Yeah, shipped and sealed, man. He's done. But Dallas needs to make some adjustments on defense to at least try to get as close to the middle of the pack as possible and try to remain there for the rest of the season. And when you get to the offseason, try to, get yourself a pass rusher. But right now, I'm not putting everything on Eberflus.
Okay, so here's the bright side, Dallas fans. You got you have 3 first rounders.
When?
Going into this year. Well, I'm sorry, into the future, not this year. But you got 4 first rounders?
Because you have 2 in 2026.
This season coming. This offseason coming.
Okay, you have 2 in 2026, and then you have 2 in 2027.
Yeah, you got 2.
Yeah.
So you got to make the right decisions. You got to go get your pass rusher. You got to do better in the secondary. There's a lot that can be done. That needs to be done in the secondary.
But though, and I'm sorry to cut you off. Here's another problem too. I've seen this on Twitter from Cowboy content creators or whoever, media people, whatever. The Cowboys over the last whatever years, when it comes to drafting defense in the top 100, it hasn't been good. It has not been good. Trayvon Diggs and Parsons, the only ones that have been all pro. I know.
And then he had a steep decline after his rookie season.
Who?
Diggs.
That was after the second year.
Second year, I'm sorry. I know it was early in his career. He went. He was here and then he did that.
And he's been injured a lot too.
Yeah.
He's been injured a lot. I know Bland had that one year where he had all those pick sixes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that defense it's not the same, man. And honestly, some of the players you've lost have done well and where they've been, because I've seen, I ain't just talking about Parsons. Armstrong is doing good in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
DeMarcus Lawrence is getting pressure in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dallas fans that are watching, go ahead and go into the comments and let us know. Do you think it's the scheme, or do you think it should be the players, or do you think it's both? I
think it's more players than scheme. I think it's more players than scheme.
And I wouldn't do that, Carl. Using those picks to try to trade players now, I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that either.
And here's why.
You're not ready.
Brandon gonna have his. I'm sure Brandon's gonna have his reason, but here's my reason. It's better to go ahead and build for the future. Use those draft picks on young players.
Yeah, of course.
Don't go get a used vehicle when you got enough money to go buy you a new one. And it's better to go ahead and drive that 1919, get out and push for right now. And then when you know you can save enough money to go get you a 2026 Benz. So it's about getting younger and cheaper.
Yes.
So one, you're getting younger when you actually use those draft picks on a young player. Two, you're cheaper because they're going to be on their rookie deals. So I would save those. I keep them draft picks in your back pocket. Let the season play out like it's going to play out. Honestly, this might be like just a sit back and let's see what happens here for the Cowboys. You're not contenders this year. You won't be.
You'd be glad to get to. You'd be glad to be the 7th seed in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I don't see that happening. Honestly, I really don't see that happening. Like I don't see them making the playoffs. Really, the schedule is going to be too tough, and the defense is atrocious, and you can't fix that defense with a couple of trades before the deadline. You go trade for a couple of guys, and that's still not going to help the defense all the way.
No.
So it's better for you to just completely retool that defense.
And my question is, who are you going to trade for? That's
going to be that much of a needle mover.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Because no one trades those kind of – look, first of all, you're not going to make a trade for your division, so you might as well go and cancel that right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to you look around. Detroit is not going to be sellers. Green Bay is not going to be sellers. You just did a trade with Green Bay anyway. Right now, Chicago is not sellers. What's that down to? Minnesota not sellers. Matter of fact, Minnesota just added players to try to improve their defense when they added those 2 D tackles. Who in this? I ain't worried about the South, man. I ain't worried about the South.
But yeah, that's just like you got teams that are going to be selling. They got some good players on some teams that are going to be selling, but it's not any move that you're going to make. Any moves that you would make before the trade deadline is not going to be enough to take you from here to here. It's just it'll take you from here to here.
Right.
We got closer to the playoffs, but we still didn't make it.
Right.
So it's no point in it because now you're paying veteran salaries, and that's gonna hurt your cap. You still got $60 million quarterback and a $34 million receiver. So no, just go ahead and get younger. It's called not a rebuild, but a reset. It's a reset because you still have some core pillars on the team that are solid.
Yeah.
So when you got your core pillars, it's not about rebuild. When you have nothing, then it's time to rebuild. Okay, that's when you start trading. Or you got 1-2 good players, and you just trade them away and pick up some picks, and you just rebuild. That's not what Dallas is. Dallas is in. They can still be in reset mode, provided the front office makes the right decisions. They can be in reset mode. Fix that defense. I would be honest. The majority of the draft.
Of course.
The 2026 draft needs to be the majority defense, honestly.
Probably majority 2027 too.
Yeah, that's all, and just using the 49ers, for example, the majority of the 49ers draft this 2025 was defense.
Defense, it was.
The day 1 and day 2 was defense.
Yeah.
Guess what? Them guys playing right now. So you got to make the right decision. You can't just say, well, always get a cornerback and he don't fit your scheme. You can't do that. You got to actually go and get the guys that fit your scheme. But if you do it right, those guys can play day one and be contributors day one. But that's called a reset. Get younger, keep your core pillar pieces together, which is Pickens, CD, and Dak, and some of your linemen. And then go ahead and find you a better tight end. Seriously. Go ahead and find
You know what, man? They blew me.
Yeah, find you a better running back.
They blew me by giving Jake Ferguson a contract extension, man.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different topic because I was about to get into it. But let's go ahead and I think, have we covered everything that we wanted to cover?
We can go ahead and go into Pando's picks.
Then let's hit it, man. Let's hit it. Because my thing is this.
All right, we on Pando's picks. Last week, I duplicated my week 2 record. Week 2, I was 11-5. Week 3, I was 11-5. I keep telling y'all I'm not going to 500. I'm never going to 500. So your money's safe. Okay, if you bet the way I tell you to bet. Okay, so going into week 4, Thursday night game, we got the Seahawks traveling to Arizona to play the Cardinals. The Cardinals will be wearing their rivalry uniforms. It ain't gonna help them. The Seahawks gonna beat the Cardinals. The Seahawks are salty as hell when they took that L at home from the 49ers earlier this season on week 1, and they have been on a tear. They went down to New Orleans and beat the unholy breaks off the Saints. And I don't think it's gonna be as bad, but they're going to do something foul to the Cardinals. James Conner is out for the year with that broken ankle. Kyler Murray is still not – he still makes those sophomoric, really silly mistakes throughout playing in the game. And I think the Seahawks defense is going to take advantage of that. And I do believe that Kenneth Walker is going to get a lot of yards on the ground against them. I still don't trust their passing game as much in Seattle, but they gonna have enough defense to keep the Cardinals from doing anything anyway. So give me the Seahawks over the Cardinals. The Vikings versus the Steelers. Give me the Vikings over the Steelers. The Vikings, you know what they say, when you gonna travel, 2 things you take with you, right? Your defense and your running game. Guess what? The Vikings got both of those. They got one of the best defenses in the league. And also Jordan Mason, who I miss dearly. We could really use Jordan Mason. Is slowly but surely, if you're not paying attention, Jordan Mason is slowly but surely taking over most of the snaps from Aaron Jones in Minnesota.
Yeah, Aaron Jones that's somebody else that needs to start thinking about retirement.
Jordan Mason is finna be the starter in Minnesota. More power to him. He was never gonna be not gonna say never, but he wasn't gonna be the starter this year in San Francisco because of Christian McCaffrey. But he proved last season when McCaffrey went down, he played for the majority of the season and got that close to 1,000 yards because he was averaging 5.3 yards a carry. He's pretty much doing the same thing in Minnesota. Also, if you have not picked up in your fantasy leagues, Jordan Mason, you need to pick him up as one of your flex players.
Yeah. I don't think it's available in my league, man. Unfortunately, because I would take him.
But I got the Vikings over the Steelers. I think the Steelers are gonna do what I said they're gonna do. They're gonna win just enough games to put themselves out of the good quarterback sweepstakes in the draft, and then Aaron Rodgers is gonna retire on them. Then they really gonna be in trouble in the offseason. But they're gonna have to trade up. Basically. But this is one of the games I don't think the Steelers are going to win. I got the Vikings winning this one. They're going to get Aaron Rodgers off the spot. He can't get off the spot as fast as he used to. Next game, Commanders in Atlanta versus the Falcons. Well, I like the Commanders over the Falcons in this one.
Me too.
Mike Penix had a really rough game last week. They're considering going to Kirk Cousins this week. Brace yourselves. We could see this happen all season long because Raheem Morris is starting to show some indecisiveness. We might see Penix 1 week. We might see Cousins the next week. We might see Penix because Cousins going to do his thing. Then until he does it, then they're going to bring Penix back, that type of thing. So there's too much indecisiveness going on in Atlanta. And the Commanders are slowly but surely locking in. Now, the concern is Terry McLaurin's quad.
Yes.
He's not playing. We don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to be ready to play.
I'll tell you what, though. I like Marcus Mariota over Kirk
Marcus
Cousins.
Mariota is going to play well against this Falcons defense because he has the mobility to get away from all those edge rushes the Falcons have. So give me the Commanders over the Falcons. I like that matchup. Next game. Next one is a pick'em. You have 0-3 versus 0-3. Is the Tennessee Titans traveling down to H-Town to play the Texans?
Wait, who's playing the Texans?
The Titans and the Texans. It's a pick'em game, not because both teams are doing great. It's not because both teams are doing great.
Okay, I tell you what.
But
if I had to choose based off a roster, I'm choosing Houston.
And that's what I'm going with. I'm going with the Houston Texans because they have a better roster top to bottom.
And probably better head coach, too.
And they have a better head coach. Now, can Houston's offensive coordinator let them down? Yes. That's the issue. But I like the Texans to really hold Tennessee in check and not. We could be looking at a 9-6 game, honestly. We might actually see something like that. That game literally might be 9-6 or like 3-6, 10-6, something like that. It's going to be a low scoring game. I don't think it's going to be a track meet. But I got the Texans in a pick'em. Do not put money on this game. Do not listen to me, folks. Do not put money on this game because this could go either way. The next game. This is a good one. You got the 3-0 Eagles versus the 3-0 Bucks in Tampa Bay.
Uh-oh.
Now, the Bucks are missing Mike Evans, but they still have a really solid defense. I think the Eagles are out to prove that they still them dudes from last year, and the best way to do that is to beat another good team on the road.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to show and prove, and I think they up to the task. They got the championship pedigree, which the Bucks don't really have a championship pedigree. Nobody on that roster has a championship pedigree for the Bucks. Because the last Bucks that had championship pedigree, that was Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks and all of them.
Wait a minute, you missed the Tom Brady era.
Oh, I forgot about them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're sure right. Vita Vea.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
Not playing.
Um,
Chris Godwin's questionable, I believe.
Yeah.
But we want to talk about championship pedigree. I still like they're more Eagles with championship pedigrees.
Oh yeah, of course. Because it was way more recent. Listen, let me ask you a quick question. And I'm not saying pick against the Eagles. Did the Eagles put too much into beating the Rams like they did?
So you think they're gonna come in like gassed or something like?
Could they come down back to earth for one game?
It could happen. I'm not saying
I'm not guaranteeing or anything. I'm just asking because
it's possible, but I think going back to what I was saying previously is that championship pedigree is gonna make them because the attitude in the locker room, and please understand, I don't like the Eagles, but the attitude in that locker room is one of we're not the champs anymore. We're trying to be the champs again. So they kind of going with a more hard hat, blue collar workman's type attitude.
You know what?
They went into this year with the mentality that we've accomplished nothing because it's a whole new year. Damn. And that's what's making them grittier.
You know what?
They're not as talented as last year.
You know what? I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. Nick Sirianni reached out to Jimmy Johnson because I saw this on Twitter. Reached out to Jimmy Johnson and said, look, how do you win back-to-back Super Bowls? You don't become content. And that's what happened.
That's it.
That's what happened.
And that's what's having them be able to pull these games out is because that grittiness of we've accomplished nothing. Let's go. Like
If they carry that, I'm sorry, because I keep cutting you off. If they carry that attitude all year long,
they still gonna lose some games. They
no,
gonna lose.
I know that. Of course,
They gonna lose some games they're not supposed to too. There's gonna be a couple of games that they gonna lose. They ain't
no, I
supposed to.
know. But my thing is this though: if they carry that attitude all season long,
They'll be a number 1 seed.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Because the only other team that's really threatening them, well, I mean Detroit, but San Francisco's 3-0, and all San Francisco gotta do is get healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting run.
Keep going with that with San Francisco getting healthy. But yeah, this weekend I like the Eagles over the Bucks in a close one. Baker Mayfield's on the top of that Baker Mayfield cycle I always talk about. It's a time for that needle to start moving. This could be
and there's a game that might happen. This will probably it.
This the game that needle gonna start going from here to So because that's what Baker Mayfield does. He's either really great or it's like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? That's Baker Mayfield. So I'm waiting for one of them Baker Mayfield. What the hell is he doing? Game. So yeah. Next game, Panthers at Patriots. This is a tough one to call. I don't feel good about this pick, but I'm gonna go with the Patriots because they're at home. The Panthers aren't proven, but I think they're gonna. The Patriots are getting Christian Gonzalez back at corner. They can run the ball when they choose to, and I think they can play just enough defense to hold the Panthers at bay. I don't think it's going to be a snot pounding or a tail kicking or nothing like that. But I think the Pats can do enough to pull this game out. I think the Panthers are improving, but they're not there yet. They're not. Oh man, we gotta watch out for the Panthers. Man.
Nah.
It's not. They're not there. But if you watch them play, if you get like if you have an NFL Sunday ticket or one of those like patches where you can watch all the games, watch some Panthers ball. You'll see like they better than last year. They are.
That boy Tuttle McMillan is doing some things this year wide receiver.
And I was wrong about Ted McMillan because I didn't like him because I saw him as a one-trick pony. Oh, he's a contested catch specialist. He's a younger version of Mike Evans. That's what I saw when I saw him on film, and he's proven me a little bit wrong. We'll see. The season still got to play out.
Of course.
My next pick of the week. By the way, I took Pats over Panthers, but my next pick of the week is the Stone Cold Lock of the Week.
Here we go.
New Orleans folks, you know I love y'all, right? Y'all my people. Y'all finna get the brakes beat off of y'all. I don't know if your bus gonna be able to stop when y'all get back to New Orleans, when y'all go to Buffalo.
Oh God.
Okay?
God.
The only way this becomes a game is if Buffalo goes and they're too complacent. Like
yes, I agree. Matter of fact, I got Buffalo's defense starting over New Orleans.
Yeah, I like.
I mean, that's in my fantasy.
Yeah, that's the only way that Buffalo trips and falls on this is if they just get complacent. Because there's no way. I do not see the Saints beating the Bills. This is my Stone Cold Lock of the Week. I just don't. The Bills are they're on another level right now, and I'm like really like they're my favorite team in the AFC right now. I'm gonna be honest. They're for like if you ask me right now who you see in the Super Bowl. Now it's just week 3, granted, but if you ask me right now, gun to your head, okay, pick an AFC champion. Right now it's the Bills. They look the strongest. They look the most complete. They look the most. They look the least mistake prone.
You know what? I gotta agree with you because we said Kansas City's 1 and 2.
The Bills they're executing so well. They are executing. Josh Allen is starting to play more mature football. He's not putting the ball in harm's way.
And because Buffalo beat Baltimore and then Detroit, so Baltimore's what 1 and 2.
Yes. So the Bills. I have the Bills here. They're my Stone Cold Lock of the Week over the Saints. The next game, the Browns travel to Ford Field to play the Lions. The Browns defense they are as advertised, but I don't think they're gonna be able to keep up with the Lions. So give me the Lions over the Browns. I think the Lions win this by a couple of scores. But the Lions are showing us that, hey, we still them dudes. Like, we don't care about all them coaches leaving. We still out here finna win some games. And I think they're that good. So I got the Lions over the Browns. This next game is a pick'em game. This is the Jacksonville Jaguars travel to Santa Clara to play the 49ers. This is a pick'em game. Right now, as of today, both Brock Purdy and McCorkle Jones were limited in practice today. Okay. Nick Bosa's out. Of course, we all know Nick Bosa's out.
Who's your third string quarterback?
Martinez. Guy
Who?
played exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
That would be the only reason why I can see that's a pick'em game. Now,
George Kittle is still out. DeMarcus Robinson is back, but we don't know the status of Jawan Jennings right now. Ricky Pearsall went out and caught for 100 yards last week and went off. But he's going to need some help because Jacksonville's defense is actually pretty decent. Any other time, I would pick the Niners to dog walk Jacksonville like they always do. Fun stat. The last time Jacksonville beat the 49ers was 2005.
Oh, God. That's 20 years ago.
Yeah. So
listen.
Jacksonville has not beaten the Niners since.
What was I going to say about 49ers? I know you said about Jacksonville's defense. It's on San Francisco's defense again.
But without Nick Bosa. Because if you watch the game,
I understand.
The pass rush closed the game out the last.
I understand that, but here's my thing too. I still have this image in my mind, and maybe you guys just haven't done it yet. I don't know. After your first preseason game, Brian Baldinger was showing clips of your defense, and you guys were sending 5 to 6 guys after the quarterback.
Yes, the blitz.
And my thing is this: if you do that to Trevor Lawrence,
he gonna fold.
Because I don't like Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. I just don't.
Yeah, no, Trevor Lawrence is he'll fold.
But the only reason why I can see why it's a pick 'em, and not even just with the injuries, it's just because you might be on your third string quarterback, and so I get it. But
so the injuries is why it's a pick 'em game.
Yeah,
I'm actually gonna still go with Jacksonville on this. It's okay, Donna. We already gave you your props on the clip, the Bubba Dub clip. But yeah, no, I'm going with the Jags on this. And again, I picked against the Niners the last 3 weeks, and they've proven me wrong. We gonna lose? Okay, watch this in the fourth quarter because they've won the games in the fourth quarter. They just finding ways to win. They scrappy. So I can see the Niners winning this, but I'm not gonna pick them until they more healthy. They'll never be completely healthy because Nick Bosa's out for the year. But until they're more healthy, I can't really pick the Niners. I gotta be a realistic fan. I gotta take my fan hat off and look at it objectively. So I'm gonna go with the Jags, but the Niners could easily win this too. Let's see. Next game. Oh boy. The Colts travel to SoFi Stadium to play the Rams. This is why I hate this game. Because the way I feel about both teams right now, if no matter who wins, somebody's going to be like way overrated. It's going to be like if the Colts win this game, they beat the Rams because everybody loves the Rams.
Hey, no. You know what's going to be? We're going to start calling Daniel Jones Indiana Jones. And I'm like, stop.
This for me personally, this is a no win for me because I hate to see either one of them win because I don't believe in the Colts. Okay, if they win, the Colts beat the Rams, they the real deal. If the Rams beat the Colts, the Rams will have beaten a 3-0 team. Oh, see, I told you the Rams was the applaud the Rams. Oh, no, it's like, shut up. You know, like I'm gonna have to tell somebody shut up either way. So like it's like this annoys and aggravates me to just to no end. So that being said, taking my my emotions and my personality out of it, the Rams are gonna beat the Colts, and we're gonna be back on the Glaze train again. So
either way, it's gonna be a Glaze anyway. So whatever.
They're gonna glaze. The Rams will win this one at home because they feeling some type of way about letting that one get away from Philly. I don't think the Rams are gonna allow. Let me tell you something, Rams. If y'all allow a double-digit comeback again this year, you trash.
No, listen. If Daniel Jones throw for 300 plus yards against y'all, woo!
Yeah. So, but I got the Rams over the Colts. Let's keep going. The Bears travel to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. I got more faith in Caleb Williams than I got in Geno Smith.
I know that much.
I got more faith in Ben Johnson's offense than I do in Pete Carroll's defense at this point with the Raiders. His first year with the Raiders, I got more faith in Ben Johnson's offense.
Listen. I like the Bears roster more than I like the Raiders roster because all I see is 3 names on the Raiders: Genty, Bowers, Crosby. Now, if I miss anybody, please let me know.
That's about it.
Bears roster, I'm good.
I got 2 Bears on my fantasy team, and they paying dividends.
Hey, there you go.
So I got the Bears over the Raiders. The Raiders, look, Raiders fans. I don't know. I haven't heard from any Raiders fans recently, so that's good. Y'all be quiet, stay quiet, because you ain't got nothing to be talking about. You really don't. Okay.
Actually, ain't nothing much been talking about the last 23 years.
It's been 20 plus years. They've been trying.
Because shoot, you talking about that Super Bowl when they lost to the Bucks?
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
It's been 20 plus years.
Yeah.
So the next game, this is going to be a good one. This is a pick 'em. The Ravens versus the Chiefs. By the end of this weekend, either the Ravens or the Chiefs are going to be 1-3. We never saw that coming. That's nuts. That's crazy work.
Wait a minute. Time out. You know full well neither one of us would have ever guessed that one of these teams would be.
You'd have told us that in July. That by the end of week 4.
One of these teams would be 1-3.
The Chiefs or the Ravens would be 1-3.
And the Chiefs and the Chiefs. Oh my God.
One of these teams is going to be 1-3 by the end of this weekend.
Wow.
That's nuts. And you know who that team is going to be? The Kansas City Taylor Swifts. That's who it's going to be.
You think you got them beating the Chiefs?
Mm-hmm. Top to bottom, I like the Ravens roster better.
Oh, yeah, of course. Because I think listen. I get the fact that Patrick, but you have no wide receivers. Kelsey is done. He should have retired, but he didn't.
They're just gonna be leaning on that defense. That's it.
Yeah. But the defense ain't the same. The defense has not been performing the same from what I understand.
It's not as good.
No, it's not. It's not.
They're missing. I keep saying it all the time. They are missing
that safety. Yep.
Justin Reed.
Yeah.
Huge in the Chiefs defense, and people are not paying. They still got Bolton, who's a fantastic tackler. They still got Chris Jones, but they're missing Justin Reed.
Let me tell y'all something about safety. Safety, when you have a safety who's smart, who can make sure your guys rotate correctly, that's huge. That is huge. And that is and I heard the communication has been bad back there. So yeah, they missing Reed bad. They are missing him bad. And somebody got to step up. I don't know who, but yeah, this might be a Baltimore victory right here. Kansas City just like and I knew Kansas City was gonna take a step back because I didn't have them win the division this year. I didn't know it's gonna start off like this.
I had no idea.
No, I had no idea.
I got the Ravens over the Chiefs. It's a pick 'em, but I got the Ravens over the Chiefs. This next game, I only pick one Stone Cold lock of the week. But if it wasn't for the Bills beating the brakes off the Saints, this will also be my Stone Cold lock. But I only pick one. And the Packers are traveling to AT&T Stadium to do what they did 2 years ago in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It might actually be worse. I think the line on this game is over 6 points for the Packers. Yeah, Micah Parsons returns to AT&T Stadium to show Jerry Jones why he shouldn't have traded him. Jordan Love needs a bounce back game. This is going to be it. Marcus Golden, the rookie receiver for the Packers, he's looking for a breakout game. This could be the game.
Yeah,
there's nobody in that secondary that's going to be able to cover him. And let's not forget about all the other receivers the Packers have. And then we go back to Josh Jacobs running the ball for the Packers. There's no clear, well-defined pathway where I can see the Packers losing this game unless they.
Well, hold on now. I will say this though. Cowboys have been stopping the run.
Okay, but the passing defense is a trouble.
Oh, I know. You listen. You ain't got to tell me.
And the only way I can see them losing this game,
they fall flat on their face. Yep.
If they go out there and just crap the beat.
Yep.
If they just go out there and do what they normally do, nothing special, they'll win this game by at least 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I got Packers over the Cowboys. This next game is just like the Titans-Texas games. This is a pick-em game, but not because they're good. It's just like who is going to be the least bad in this game is the winner, and it could go either way. It's the Jets traveling to Miami to play the Dolphins. It's literally at this point who can be the least bad.
You know what? I don't know about you. I got the Jets winning.
That's who I am.
I have the Jets winning.
That's who I have winning. Yes.
I believe in the Jets for some odd reason. I believe in the Jets way more than I believe in the Dolphins. And I know you said pick them. I believe in the Jets way more than I believe in Miami.
I have the Jets. Yeah.
Miami to me is just crumbling. You ever seen a cookie? Did you ever just take a cookie and just made it crumble?
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the Dolphins.
Yeah. So I got the Jets. I can't pick the Dolphins for to win any games this year unless they gonna play like
the Saints.
Then even then, I might take the Saints. Honestly, it's not pretty.
It's not at all. It's not.
It's really not pretty. But I got the Jets against the Dolphins. Monday Night Football. The Bengals travel to Mile High, play the Broncos. I got the Broncos. This is the Burrow-less Bengals against the Broncos. This is easy. I got the Broncos in that one. And then the Broncos are at home. So you know how tough it is to play, just the atmosphere. And I ain't talking about the crowd. I'm talking about literally the thin atmosphere because there's
the altitude, yeah, man.
Yeah, the altitude up there.
It's different, man. It's different.
Yeah. So, I don't see the Broncos losing this game, especially they've been on the schneid, it seems like. And then also they got to keep pace with the rest of the AFC West because the Chargers are acting like they them right now, and they got to keep pace. They already behind, a half game behind. They lost to them, so they got to keep pace.
You know what? The best teams in the conference right now is Buffalo 1. Now the rest of this is unranked, but I'm looking at really the Chargers and the Broncos after Buffalo. Am I wrong?
I like the Chargers definitely. I'm gonna have to, even though I don't believe in them, I'm gonna have to say the Colts because they haven't lost.
That is true.
I have to say the Colts, but I don't believe in the Colts. I believe that shoe gonna drop, and that carriage gonna turn back into a pumpkin before it's over.
You know what? I want based on that division and based on the way things are going now, unless Houston turns around, the Colts are probably gonna win that division.
Yeah,
on to the playoffs,
And get
depending on who they play, and it probably won't be first round because of the record. But depending on who they play, especially in the division round,
they'll get dog walk.
yeah, then we get dog walk.
Yeah, they probably will they'll probably win that division.
Yeah,
and it's not because they're good.
Right.
It's just the other teams aren't doing well.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Houston's one of them.
Yeah, but Houston can still right the ship before it's too late.
Right.
Okay, so to recap, I'm getting sleepy. I gotta work in the morning. Excuse me. And those picks week 4. Seahawks over Cardinals, Vikings over Steelers, Commanders over Falcons, Chargers over Giants. Did I skip that one? I think I did.
You did.
Sorry, Chargers over Giants. I skipped that one. The Chargers on the tear.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Giants are switching to Jackson Dart. Let me see.
What's his name? Mentor. Matter of fact, their next 4 or 5 games, including this one, the only easy game I think was New Orleans. Like I think they got Philadelphia twice and they got somebody else. But yeah, Jackson Dart's about to it's about to be bad for Jackson Dart.
The NFL rookie.
Yeah.
They
set him up.
So yeah, Chargers over Giants, Texans over Titans. This is a pick 'em. Eagles over Bucks, Pats over Panthers, Bills over Saints. Stone Cold Lock of the week. Lions over Browns, Jags over Niners. That's a pick 'em. Rams over Colts, Bears over Raiders, Ravens over Chiefs, Packers over Cowboys, Jets over Dolphins, pick 'em, and Broncos over Bengals. Doors of the church are now.
All right. Before I close out this show, AC, feel like you are new to the show. Okay.
Welcome.
If you are, welcome. If you're not, still welcome, because we don't remember you, but welcome. Hopefully you have enjoyed the show. Hopefully you stay around. Just looking at this, I'm assuming it's a female because I'm looking at the ribbon. I'm looking at Hello Kitty. So
you can't be looking at. Okay, never mind.
So anyway, because of that, I'm assuming, but we welcome females to the show. We've had females as guests on the show.
Mm-hmm.
We love when females comment on the show. We had one a while back that used to comment all the time, but haven't been around in a while. But we welcome everybody, and I mean everybody, to the show, regardless of gender, age, religion, background, whatever. We welcome everybody. So
all you gotta do is love NFL football. If you love
that's it. So AC, welcome to the show. If you like it, please subscribe, please share it, and let other people know about our show. And I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and close this out. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Okay. Lord have mercy. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and IG. All right. This direction, Coach Williams, future Hall of Famer, Wildcat quarterback runs this whole thing, NFL Encyclopedia. That direction, Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. Hey, look, man, we answered some questions, but honestly, we still have way more questions.
We'll have more this week.
So we'll find out some more answers, but we still got more questions. So we'll see y'all next week, next Wednesday, same time, same place. Don't miss us. We love y'all. And thanks for walking us into your home on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. Peace out, y'all. Swisher House Remix.
Stay healthy, 49.